Oh, nice fall. Alright, everyone's good now. Everyone's good. Flew on. I see you over there. And then we're going to move another ladder. Sweet, sweet. Making an icebox using a thermal regulator is such a mistake. Dude. Aqua tuner or bus, man. Aqua tuner or bus. A lot of the times, that's the way to do it. Gotta use the aqua tuner combos. All my meal wood's dying. It's fine. If we want to, we could try to counteract this by building some more ice temperature plates, but I don't want to do that anymore. I will try to move away from mealwood as much as we can. So I think we should start. So I think we're going to remove this floor of mealwood. It shouldn't be too bad. Just one floor. I need to start moving away from meal lines if possible. So are we shipping out barbecue? We are, right? We might be running low on food soon. We could grow some pepper bread in between. We have a lot of sleet wheat grain still. The neutronium was in the way, so I could only have one AT and one regulator. Should have swapped the usage for each. Oh man, that's tough. Feels bad, man, when you run into a situation like that. Alright, so we opened the door so we could deconstruct the door. That's the big thing. I technically want to mine these two tiles so that we can climb down, and then we want to trim this out. Need a mop. Need to sweep. And then there's a tile there. I am going to need a ladder here to mine that. Okay, good, good. Where did this water come from? Oh, it came from there. Okay, so we'll just mine this out. Can't reach that. Let's get another ladder. You finally got Ice Tile 100 after 150 seconds. Oof, yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough. Gotta use the aqua tuners for that if you can. Alright, 68, 8.1, 3,000, 1,000. We need more water, man. We even have auto bottle on. And we're not able to grab water. Feels bad. Priority 9. Meep is doing the job. They just don't have water, huh? Feels bad. Where can we grab it from? Yeah, there's a pitcher pump up top, right? Yeah, right there. And we have bottles of water everywhere. Oh, damn, splash. Alright, we're just gonna let that do its thing. Where's the meat at? Where's the water? My dupes are slacking, man. Sweep to the abyssal line if we can. Oh, this can't turn on yet. Yeah, I forgot about that. Because we don't have hydrogen. So we probably want to do that. Oh, there's the bottle of water. This is at 8 kilograms. Dude, that was nothing. My dupes are lazy right now, man. It feels bad. Can we get some more water from somewhere else? The ice biome was melting, which is fine. 120 kilograms right there. My dupes are being lazy. Alright, we're going to speed this up. This actually does not make any of the game faster, since this causes issues with the game. The duplicants are not able to make decisions as well. 7.5 kilograms. Yeah, we could add that. This is 200 kilograms. Okay, we got to watch over that. We probably want to empty as much as we can, though, from this bottle. And 101 kilograms should be fine. Should not be flooded. So I should be able to deconstruct this now. Water on the other tiles is going to be the main priority. Alright, so after that, we need to make a cooling box. So all the oxygen is going to move upwards. And we're going to make a cooling box for that. I think we're going to want to line up to the side. And then just have the box here. I don't think it makes sense unless we want the steam turbine. Actually, I could put the steam turbine right here then. As a result, right on top of the setup. That makes a lot of sense. And the oxygen just comes out. I could probably do a minimal setup where we have a small line. Like a small box instead of a full-size one. Let's use igneous for this instead of granite. And let's use pipelines below. Shouldn't really matter. Alright, a little bit of idleness. Aw, the guy dropped the water, dude. Ah, feels bad. How is the vacuum? Okay, we got that. We need to sweep out those things, dig up the plant. Let's mine this out. This needs to get swept. And then we'll work our way down. Yeah, I don't know if that matters. We could break into that, allow the water to spill, but it shouldn't be a big deal. A lot of ethanol right there, and a lot of liquids. How is my pips and the pip planting? Looks good. And then this still needs more O2. Yep, we really need the oxygen, man. Alright, so we should just focus on building the SPOM right now. Since we have manpower, though, we do a little bit of the minor digging patterns. Yeah, we probably want to work our way inside to here. The shine bugs I want to keep, though, because I need to ranch them eventually. I need it for an achievement. I guess we could just go all the way down. But it's not breathable, that's the problem. Maybe we just go to the left then. Too much sand. I just want to trim this manually. Alright, 80 kilograms, 68, that's close. And then 1,000 grams still. Where are my water carriers at? Oh, you're grabbing water? Please? No, it's construction. Oh, there's no water down there. It feels bad. Okay, so I forgot. We need to actually build a desalinator for this. So we're going to have to extend out the box. Let's see. We need to build a desalinator. This is quite large, so we're going to have to extend the box. This also means I have to extend my ladders, maybe from this part out, because we need to be able to go down another level. And then I probably also want to remove this, and then we'll remove these airflows after we get the new airflow set up. So the desalinator, it is a 3x4 building. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be here to here. So it's going to be like that. So this becomes an airflow tile. Basically. And then I need airflow here. Which means I probably want to ladder up like this. Yep, we're going to wait like that. This is at 80. This is good. And then let's go to the printables. It's Draco. I don't want that guy. We're at 88 dupes right now, huh? We kill him right off the bat, I guess. Feels bad. The baby came to life only to become food for the colony. Alright, so we got to build this out, and then we got to build out a chill box for the gas. 4 lines. If I'm going to have them go up, I probably only want this to be 8 lines, so 2x4. So that means 8x4. That's technically the design I want. Could I do a single tile vertically so that it's a little bit in line with the height of the steam turbine aqua tuner? But then it's going to be an odd shape. I don't know what else I'd want to put over here. Does that work? So so it's here to here, so I got up to here. 9 tiles. How big is my steam turbine aqua tuner setups? 8 tiles. So it's basically good. And that's with the minimal setup. And then how wide is this? What, 6 tiles? Plus 2, 8? Yeah, 8 tiles. That's basically a square. Wow, it is a square. I didn't realize that. So how much space do we have here? Wait for the autosave. So we need a way to chill the oxygen, which is what we're building right now. We're going to be building a spot to hold the oxygen. So that's going to be a wall. And then here to here is 14. And it goes up to here. So we're going to have like a shape like this. I don't really want that shape. Really don't want that shape, but that might be the shape we have to live with. And I think that's going to have to be powered by the hydrogen here. I could probably get away with that, to be honest. Oh, I have to power the desalinator too, though. Oh, crap. Oh, I don't have a spot for a transformer. Technically, I do. If I really wanted to. And the desalinator is how much power? 480 plus 1200. That's actually enough. Plus the pump. 240, 760. 720 plus 1200, 1920. That's actually great. Yeah, it's 2000 watts. Because everything else here is going to be on the heavy watt wire. I actually get away with that. Okay. So we got to remove the Atmos sensor then and relocate that. Which is fair. Oh, too much water. Feels bad. I don't want to mop that, so we'll just kind of keep it there. That should be fine. A little bit over. Under 150 still. Whoever snuck in with the water, man, they were a ninja. They were fast. I could do a 2x... Oh, that's a great idea. I could do a horizontal box instead. So it would be like this. So I would do 8. So then it's 4 times 4, 16. It'd be this long. That might be the play. And then we could put the steam turbine box on top of that. Kind of. That's kind of the play. I could see how it's an issue. And it's not perfectly a box. I do want the cooling of the oxygen tied to the side of the SPOM. That is something I deem to be necessary. So we're going to try to keep that. But yeah, having it flat like this is the play, I'm thinking. 8 times 4 is 32, so I can't do a single layer. That's just not going to work out. So it's going to be, at most, a 2x16 like this. And then we get this space, which is actually perfect for an aqua tuner setup. Oh, man. I don't want to overkill the box, though. Because I'm thinking if it lines up... Yeah, we should just do it the 2x4 vertical method. Okay, so... how do we want to do this? So first we want to sweep. So it's going to go up to here. So it's going to be here. This is going to be such a pain. It's actually easier to do the flat method due to how the wideness actually helps me out. Alright, so it's here. That's like that. And then we have to have the pipes inside. It's not really going to matter how we do this. And I think aluminum ore is actually really good. Or is it actually pretty bad? 20.5. That's actually really good. The only other thing I could use for this is steel. Probably don't want to do that. So we're going to do this because we could cut it up with pliers. Same thing with the radiant piping. Oh, I don't have enough aluminum for that. Alright, I'm going to use gold because I can. It's probably not going to be as effective, but I think it should be fine. Oh, I just realized something. Alright, you know what? Since I'm using gold, it's fine. I'm not able to use temp shift plates because of that same reason. Damn it, okay. Because I want temp shift plates, we're gonna make this 3 tiles. It is what it is. And then we'll build the temp shift plates inside. So this is at 92.29. We're still waiting for the water deliveries. And then I could probably get away with Mafic because I don't want to waste any of my other resources on it. So Mafic on the inside. Alright, we're just going to do a whole line of it just because we can. Oh no! Emily! Man. And they have a full bladder. Alright, Emily. Get out of there, please. Please, please. Go eat, man. That's for cooling oxygen? Yes. Basically, I'm making a box like this. So you could cool down your hot oxygen coming in at 60, 70 degrees by running it into an ice box, which is what I'm doing. This ice box is set to 20 degrees on the aqua tuner that's right here. So we set it to 20 degrees. It maintains temperature, and guess what? Everything comes out at 20 degrees. It's pretty good. So we get stable temperature, and I like the oxygen to be a little bit cooler than the target temperature, right? Because I want to cool down the map still. You can see that my mealwood's getting a little bit warm. So I'm trying to cool down the map by just having a little bit slightly cold oxygen at 18, 20 degrees. So we could maintain the 20, 24 that we're having along the map. But yeah, it's a very strong method. I have another one right here, actually. So we're running the oxygen. So I have the last line right here, not radiant, because my aluminum ore pipes plus my aluminum radiant pipes are overkill. So the last layer of pipeline is actually not needed. So I just added that as regular instead of radiant. So I didn't waste metals. But since we did it like that, we have a pretty good coverage setup. But yeah, having the water allows your aqua tuner to buffer more energy. And a lot of times that's going to be very attractive. So I do want to try sealing this up. So we'll put some tiles there, because the heat's going to leak out. Once we sweep up the items, we could seal it up properly. Actually, we don't have to do that now. I just hope no one gets themselves stuck. That's really it. If no one gets stuck, we're golden. The dupes, man, they be doing themselves up sometimes. So we just need a little bit of water. Fortunately for us, the game is not hooking us up with some water. Unfortunately. What we could do is use the ice that we have right here. We have tons and tons of ice. We could start using that for some temp shift plates to fill this up with water. That's probably a great idea, now that I think about it. I was going to clip it for my future build, and I could find where I can clip a vid. Brigade Rogue, or Brigade Rouge, I'm sorry. If you didn't know, I have a YouTube channel. So we actually have videos that go over these things on the YouTube. So you don't have to make a clip. I have like 300 something YouTube videos. That includes my VODs of me playing through the game, whether it's a DLC run, whether it's a base game run. That's what we're doing. All achievements, max difficulty. We have different runs on the YouTube. Also tutorials, guides, and build videos. Videos that go over patches, critter overviews, volcano tamers, geyser tamers. Like, we have a lot of variety. But I will say that I have not covered every topic yet. And we're still coming out with more videos. But yeah, check that out. Hopefully it's a good resource for you. That way it saves you the pain of, you know, having to make a clip for yourself. Where we already have a video that explains everything. Already done. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. Really helps me out. If you guys are on the Twitch and are not on the YouTubes, if you guys want to support me and you guys don't have funds to support me financially, there's other ways to do it, such as liking, subscribing to videos, watching them, so I get that sweet, sweet ad revenue. But yeah, man, appreciate the support, you guys. Are we out of water? It says we have 4 tons right here. The dupes are like slacking it. Coop and Hammond. Is the journey just so long that they just drop the water all the time? Oh, it's a trap. Oh, no. No one's locking them in. Okay. I thought someone was going to lock these guys inside. Can we get some water deliveries, though? It'd be sweet. Nice, Nisbet. Get some water deliveries. It'd be pretty cool. I could probably get away, though, about not filling this up to 100. This should be fine. This one, though, only at 29 kilograms. That should be okay, too. I just want to fill up to 100. Personal preference. Personal preference. Oh, I do need this tile. Yeah. We might not have enough suits. That's probably what it is. To go down to the bottom of the map. I have 88 dupes, not all of them. Oh, there we go. Water delivery. Goop it Hammond. Oh, he delivered 1 kilogram. Don't you guys hate that? You know, your friend's like, hey man, I'm gonna grab some lunch. What do you want? And you're like, hey, yo man, let me get a burger. And then you find out your friend goes to White Castle, and you're like, fuck man, you only got me 1 White Castle burger? And you're kind of pissed. But at the same time, you did say you just wanted 1 burger. But you're like, this is not going to fill me up. I thought they sold them by 2s. And then it's like, they don't think it be like it is, man. But it do. Really do be like that sometimes. You have food and farms built so you could feed your hungry dupes? Yes. Wait. We're delivering water right now, so let me watch my boy Steve deliver the water. I gotta make sure I don't overfill it. Give me 1 second, I'll show you. Oh, he's going to the last one. How much water do we have? 52! That's great. We can empty out the entire bottle, actually. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. The fact that it's all oxygen up top is actually amazing. That does mean this needs to do this. Alright, 2 kilograms of water. That's nothing. Alright, so we are running off of... we have a Dreckle Ranch and a regular Dreckle Ranch, Glossy Ranch. This is how we get reed fiber and plastic. And we have all of the extra critters drown in a kill box. There's actually a stone hatch drowning. We have some hatch ranches right here that we use for food. We have some wild trees, wild mushrooms, wild mule lice. We also have a shovel farm. And each one of these guys provides 20,000 barbecue. So 20,000 K-cows of barbecue per shovel. So it's a lot of food right here, actually. And I want to scale that up if possible. And then we have a normal mulewood farm that's too hot. And it's actually okay that it's not actually running right now. But that's our food sources right now. I need to scale up a couple things. Oh yeah, we also have a fish tank. Right here. We have 64 fishes right here. And then it's a wild farm. So when you lay the eggs, it goes into here. Eggs hatch, they flop back in. So we have a lot of variety. And I would recommend going down the variety route. You get a lot of times having more food choices is just kind of nice. Instead of just eating the same thing every day. So we're eating pickled mule lice, barbecue, cooked fish, sometimes surf and turf. And then sometimes pepper bread. Because we do have backup food that we could make if we actually run out. You could also see that no one likes eating salads in the colony. We have a lot of lettuce. We need to like get Kobayashi over here to just eat all the lettuce to prepare for like a food competition. Because we have 800,000 K-cows of it. And man, no one likes salad. It might be the fact that we don't have any salad dressing. So the dupes don't want to eat the lettuce. But hey, it is what it is. Feed it to your hatches. I don't have sages yet though. But we could. I'm just scared that it's going to rot a little bit too fast. So you know what's the funny thing, Bethany? Oh. We are at 100,000. Good thing I saw this. There we go. 101. This one is at 120, and then we're going to fill out the last one. Sweet. Regular hatches we eat it too. Yes! But the funny thing about that is, even though we have 800,000 kcals of lettuce, you know what we have more of? We have thousands of tons of minerals. This is actually what we're feeding right now. The stone hatches are eating sedimentary. One of my hatch ranches are eating sedimentary, and then my other hatch ranches, I think, eating sand, which I also have 1,000 tons of. So I'm trying to feed them the minerals first so that we could reduce the amount of minerals on the map in general. Yes, I actually will make frost burgers. I don't want to make them yet. I'll make them later. But yeah. Yeah, just a way to get rid of the excess. Yeah, I have way too much of the material, so I just want to do that. Alright, 200 kilograms. Let's watch the amounts. Alright, and we're good. Let's deconstruct this, and then we got to sweep the water out. So is there area for us to move the water? Oh, the only area I know is right here. I guess it's fine. We could sweep the water to here. Here, sweep only water. And then we'll sweep those 2 bottles. So we just get it out of the SPOM area. Alright, so with that, we can sweep that all out. I need to start vacuuming the bottom, which means I need a little bit of power. So we're going to have to run a wheel down here. Oh no, we have power right here. Ooh, and this is only 240 watts. Oh, it's not connected. Not that smart. Okay. It's probably going to be easier just hamster wheeling this. So we're just going to hamster wheel it. We're going to run a regular wire, connect it, come straight down. Jumbo battery. Let me make that out of gold. Oops. It's probably going to overheat. Same thing with the manual gen. It's only going to be 1 pump, so it should be fine. And I will connect it like this. Actually, I have to wait for that to be built first. Alright, so we'll have the dupes do that. We need to vacuum the bottom, and then we need to put a hydrogen vent in here. Or canister. Do we have hydrogen already bottled up? I don't. Okay, so I need to start a plumbing job with this. Extract pipe contents, we'll just do that right there. And then we need to continue the vacuum. They're still pumping here, which is fine. Then we got to check out with the meal lice. That's going to be, ooh, last one of the level. Pretty good. Alright, so we're going to do this one, copy paste. Because then we're going to move this one to the bottom soon. This needs the seeds as well. Sweep only seeds. Priority 9. And we'll wait. Actually, we take this one, 65. Sweep that to the bottom. And then the hip is going to be removed from here later. We'll do this for now. I smell burnt bread. Ah, crap. Burnt bread, boys. It'd be like that sometimes. Guys, I'm going to use the restroom real quick and check up on the burning smell. I don't know what that is. So we're going to follow a dupe. Give me 2 minutes, you guys. Actually, it might be a little bit longer. I might have to drop the kids off. So, guys, I will have to BRB. Very sorry, you guys. I'm filling the coffee, finally. Alright, so I need to make sure I give the dupe something to do. That should be good. Let's give them some minor digging jobs so they don't stand idle. At the same time, I need to give them digging jobs that are not going to get them killed. Right? Can't have the dupes dying on me. Actually, I can't see any jobs I could give them. It's probably sweeping. That we could give them so that they don't, they don't get, you know, get in trouble. Don't want the dupes in trouble. Alright, guys, I got a BRB. Actually, I'll wait for the autosave lag. Just because it's gonna take a minute. Oh, it's planted. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna move this guy. It's gonna move him down here. Seeds are already out. And then we gotta wait for that. Hopefully he plants soon. And it sounds like it's raining pretty hard right now. Holy crap. Yeah, it's raining really hard right now. Guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. We're going to follow Kadinsky. We back at. Sorry about that. Yo, D-Jewel, I see you over there, Ghost Rider. A little slow. Was Kadinsky like slacking off? Man, what's going on? But we're back, you guys. Everything's good. We just had a huge surge of rain right now. It went from it's raining to it was like heavy flood status. Like it was visibly, you could see the rain become heavier and it was mad loud. But I think it's over. We're still gonna get some rain, which is good. And how was this process? Okay, so gas pumps. Perfect. And then I get a transformer here. Oh, perfect. Automation is on the lower tile, so that doesn't matter. And then I just need an Atmos sensor. This is probably the best tile, realistically. I believe. What was Kadinsky doing? Was Kadinsky just struggling to get to where they need to get to? Alright, so we're gonna vacuum this. Oh, the power never actually connected. There we go. So we're gonna vacuum out everything from the bottom, because there's no connection to the top anymore. The top wants to be pure oxygen. Is a painter at heart. Yo, man, it'd be like that sometimes. I have like 4 people with the decorating job, and only one of them is actually a decorator. Feels kind of bad, man. Feels kind of bad, man, but at the same time, it is what it is. So it has to go up top to here, and then we have to fill this up. Okay. I want to cut into this side. So we're going to do this. Can I ask why you have 1 pipe in your cooling box? We need pictures in the SPOM. Okay, okay. Wait. 1 pipe in your cooling box. What do you mean? Oh, gas pipe. Because I could do this. That's why. For the most part, I knew I was going to cut it up because I need to distribute the gas in proper setups. But when I was building it, dragging 1 singular line was the fastest. in the grand scheme of things, it's the same thing. Pliers is the way. Pliers is the way. Pliers is king. Pliers is what we call in the business top tier. It is pretty strong. Alright, so we're going to allow the top to spill. Only the top. Actually, no. Let's seal this up first before we do any of the shenanigans. Amen. I see you over there. E-Records, I see you over there. Alright, so I am going to do a strat really quick. We have ice down here. So I am going to turn this off. And then we're going to open the door. So this ice is now active. So we now have 200 tons of ice. Yeah, because now that's accessible. And I'm going to use the ice as a way of putting water in here. Because each ice is 800 kilograms. And I need water. And I would like it to be cold. So we're going to wait for the autosave light. And we're going to get a layer of cold ice at the very bottom. We're going to add some water to that as well, of course. Let's also sweep the side. Alright, so this is clogged. We need to deconstruct that to make our vacuum. We need to make sure all the gas here is removed. What's going on, Zorel? Hi. Does it make sense to start playing in sandbox mode first so you have a chance to learn things without having to struggle with staying alive at the same time? You know what's funny? That's actually how I learned to play the game. But not in that method. So what I did was, when I was learning to play the game, I would have a live colony save, and then I would have a sandbox colony. And I would play in the regular colony until I got to a point where I didn't know what to do. And I would look at what I think I need to do. And the problem is sometimes you don't understand some of the buildings and how they work with each other. That's when I go into sandbox. I would go into the sandbox mode to understand the buildings. Some of the key buildings to try to learn is probably going to be the steam turbine. And then some of the cooling buildings like the thermal regulator and the thermal aqua tuner. But if you want to just play sandbox mode, that's actually a pretty good method. Because in the beginning of the game, the thing you lack the most is understanding how the things work. So yes, I would actually recommend that. That's actually better than watching a guide, to be honest. If you're looking at a guide to follow through on YouTube, or going to the game and sandboxing yourself, you're better off sandboxing yourself. 100%. So yeah, if you need help, ask away, because sometimes some of the things don't really make a lot of sense. Like, the game doesn't teach you anything. You kind of just have to learn from failing or, you know, doing your experiments in sandbox mode. You could do both. That's perfectly fine. But, you know, it's your game, right? You just gotta play the way you want. But I will say that it's a good method because I did that myself when I was learning the game. And yeah, ask the questions, especially since I'm live. If not me, there's a lot of knowledgeable players out there, content creators. I will say that a lot of people have called me a walking Wikipedia with the games that I do stream. So Oni and City Skylines are the two games I stream. A lot of people have said that. I know way too much about the game. And it's like, you could ask me the question, then I'll figure it out. But yeah, if you need help, I'll be happy to guide you in the right direction without spoiling as much of the game as I can. And just try to keep the game fun so that you could have a good time. But if you need help, man, don't be afraid to ask. If you need help, just ask away. That's what we're here for. You do seem to know an excessive amount of stuff. It's yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Agreed, SE Kisuken. I found that a lot of suggestions I've seen from tutorial videos don't work the same after lots of changes of the game, so sandbox mode is definitely the good way to go. Yep, Susumu, that's exactly the reason why I went to sandbox mode. When I first started playing the game, there was a content creator, I think his name was Prothgar, and there was other content creators as well. And what happened was that I saw their videos, I tried to do what they did, and it just didn't work. And it's because they don't update the video to say that, oh, this is patched out, this doesn't work anymore, this is no longer a strat, right? And I would just build with that working, and it would fail. Because I was like, wait, it worked in the video. And I just didn't know that Oni was a game that gets patched and updated regularly. Because a lot of the mainstream games don't get that luxury of having a proper game studio develop it. So you gotta update and maintain games nowadays. And people don't do that. They make you pay for a DLC instead. So once I realized that, you're 100% better off just sandboxing the game by yourself. Because that's what I did. The videos didn't make sense, didn't really line up, and then I had to sandbox it myself. Yep. It's like, I did everything identical, and it still fails, you know? Makes you think, man, something's wrong. Oh, he stopped making videos a while ago. Oh, feels bad. I think I might be too afraid of the slime biome and germs. Early game stops me from exploring. Actually, I don't know if this helps you, but E-Records, slime biomes are actually the best biome for exploration because they're one of the few biomes that have a breathable gas inside naturally. And there's ways to go around the germs. But if you know how to deal with slime lung, it's honestly what biome you actually want to find. Because when you have slime biomes, it means that's very explorable in most cases. Not only do you get free oxygen, even though it's polluted, you also usually get algae in the same area. So a lot of the times you actually want to break into the slime biome, and what you should do is try to learn how to handle it. It's a good biome because it's very easily navigatable. You'll mine out the resources really fast due to the fact that there's a source of oxygen inside with the polluted water off-gassing. So I would say that if you do get over the fear and start conquering the slime, you're going to have a much easier time exploring, because I actually look out for slime biomes. That being said, Slime Lung is not bad. It's 3 cycles of -3 athleticism. You get a little bit of coughing. You breathe out polluted oxygen when you cough, basically. And that's about it. It's really not that bad. Slime is not deadly anymore. It used to be. Yep. Face for Radio is right. Face for Radio, how are you, man? Hope you've been well. Hope you've been doing good. Tons of games release an update after the game release, usually on day 1. I see you, Sino-san. I see you over there. What elements do we have on dev mode not intended in the game? You don't even need to go in dev mode. You can go in the sandbox mode, options, game, sandbox mode, and you could actually use the temp shift plate. The temp shift plate's crazy because there's a lot of resources here that are on the list. I think one of them is like cement mixture. They have like a lot of weird elements in there, but like they removed some of them though too, so we don't know if it's going to be used later on. There used to be some, like Electrum. It's probably not here anymore. That used to be an element that's not in the game, and you were never able to use it. However, they recently removed it from the database, probably for lag reasons, so they don't have to like look through that. But for the most part, it was something that was in the game. Oh, look at that oxygen. We're gonna have to delete that. It was something that was in the game, never used, and then it was just removed from the game. Feels bad. Yeah, there's also gold. Bethany's right. And the almighty reed fiber. Everyone needs reed fiber, man. Gotta have clothes. Thanks for the answers. Gotcha. Don't need to explain how, but how would you consider conquering slime biome? Conquering the slime biome was easy. There's 2 things you could do. One of them is converting all the polluted oxygen into regular oxygen, because the germ slime lung dies on regular oxygen. So as long as you make a choke point or get a lot of deodorizers in your immediate colony so that your immediate area where your duplicates are living has no polluted oxygen, you don't have to risk slime lung spreading. Even if your dupe gets slime lung, if you don't have polluted oxygen everywhere on your map, you're fine. So keeping the map clear of polluted oxygen, or at least in your living area, that's going to be the easiest way. The second thing is, you could actually, if you didn't know, just turn on the germ overlay and avoid mining the slime that has slime lung, and the germ never actually contaminates anything. Unless there's a morb or a puff. The morb and puffs, for whatever reason, usually spawn the germ or the disease on the polluted oxygen, but it's usually never in the water. So what you could do is, you could actually bring on the germ overlay and look at the area and mine accordingly. You could also mine the slime so that when the slime falls down, it lands in a pool of liquid to stop the off-gassing. That prevents the slime lung germ from spreading. If you also didn't know, there's a good method of removing germs where you could make a choke point like this and then put a sink, so that if you have a slime biome on the right side and you have a choke point with a sink, they will wash their hands coming back every time, meaning that the germs don't get into the inside. So there's a lot of different ways you could conquer it, but you're basically just trying to contain the germs. That's the best way to put it. You're trying to contain the germs. You're trying to make it so that you don't get an outbreak. So you're preventing spread. There's a lot of different methods. The ones I just mentioned are the popular ones, but there's a lot of different ways to do it. If you're playing on the DLC and you have radiation, these guys, the shine bugs that release light, they also release radiation. And that means these guys are natural germ killers from anything in the gas. So you could even put something like a wheezewort in that choke point where that sink was to kill off the germs. But yeah, you have a lot of different methods. Oh, that's gonna break. I need to deconstruct that. Please disable auto repair. So I put that there to delete the oxygen. My bad. This type of infinite liquid storage breaks on my new save. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Hori, are using airflow. What's breaking? Is the liquid pushing out, or the tiles breaking? Let me know. You can also plant a buddy blood seed. Yeah, that's another method. Yep. D Jewel brings up another cool method. Germ tiles cannot occupy a tile that already has germs on it. But if that makes sense, if you fill out your map with food poisoning, kind of like this, I cannot get slime lung on it because there's already food poisoning on it. If there's food poisoning on a gas, you cannot get 2 germs on it. So you can actually just fill out your map with food poisoning, because you can't get food poisoning from breathing in food poisoning oxygen, if that makes sense. So if you have oxygen production and there's food poisoning on it, it actually doesn't affect your dupes. Because food poisoning has to be eaten, meaning that you have to get it on your food, and then the food has to be eaten by the dupe. And then it's still only a percentage chance. Right? If you go into germs, there's a percentage right here. That's every time they're exposed to the germ, how often they're going to get actually sick. So slime lung is usually pretty low. You're more often than not going to get food poisoning if you don't, wash your hands. Because you're going to touch your food with the hands. So it's actually not that bad if you get food poisoning into oxygen and then surround yourself in a food poisoning bubble. That prevents other germs and diseases. And yo, Alpha Bora coming in with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 3 months. Welcome to the city. Enjoy the emote. The 20 days ad-free viewing. Don't forget that legit sub badge. But thank you so much for the support. I see you over there. Appreciate it, Alpha. I've totally cleared slime biomes without 1 slime lung outbreak many times. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just experimenting with the techniques and what you can and cannot do. But it's usually very feasible. If you build a door with uranium at a choke point, slime lung never reaches your base. Hey, that's true. The door is, since it radiates uranium. You have to be specifically, though, I think it has to be mechanized. I don't know if manual airlocks work, because I think at 200 kilograms, uranium's not enough. I might be wrong. Let me know, though, Juba Nom Nom. Because I did a design with that, with uranium doors purifying water that had food poisoning on it. It has to be mechanized, right? Because a 200 kilogram manual airlock doesn't actually radiate any radiation. I did that in a previous save. That's a good reminder. Yeah. So, dude, try it out, E-Records. And, once you actually play around with every method, you're going to find a method that works the best for you in terms of how it makes sense, how easy it is to implicate. And, of course, it's going to all be dependent on your colony design. So at that point, man, you get to do you and have fun. I recently learned, and it was surprised how effective it was. It's pretty cool, man. It's like living in your own little germ bubble. Safe germs, good germs, my germs. Somehow gases just break and everything goes out. Good thing there wasn't much liquid. I would have lost my colony. Oh, that happened to me that one time. All right, so is it polluted oxygen? I would imagine if you have it in a Hori, if you have a geyser that's producing polluted water, I could see it breaking. Because what you need is right here. You need a layer of liquid on the top. And if you have a polluted water geyser, whether it's cold or the 30-degree one, you're going to off-gas. And once all the water off-gases, your gas lock breaks. That's what I'm thinking. If it is polluted water. If you're using it for salt water, regular water, and it doesn't work, maybe even oil in the oil well, that's probably something else. But yeah, let me know, man. Try to help you out with that. Alright, we got a vacuum. Nope, I lied. The vacuum is started. We're at the microgram stage, though. And then, can we not do this one? Okay, he's doing it. It's taking some time, though. And we have our ice temp shift plates. Alright, so we need to drop water here so that we could melt it. So let me get, well, I know we're going to need this. And then this is going to be a setup like that. And then I know that we're going to have to go above this. So I will do it like that. And then I'll get my bottle emptiers here. Should be not bad. I usually fill my liquid locks and deal with the debuff. No chance of high-level gas pockets deleting my liquid blobs. Oh yeah, that's true too. The only thing is if you have liquid pressure breaker tiles. That's the only thing to think about. I see you over there, Bethany. Liquid locks, especially with oil, they're not going to get bullied. You can't push that over. But they could break your tiles, man. That's a scary thing. That happened to me with a cool slush geyser. It just became a change of the element state from liquid to solid due to the temperature. Oh yeah, that happens too. It could freeze and then still off gases from, not off gas. The liquid from the lock basically, or the gas from the lock just leaks out. And then all the liquid pushes out as a result. Usually a bad time. Crude oil, insulated tiles. Insulated will break from liquid pressure. But it's good enough. It's good enough. We got the mealwood sweet. Okay, so I gotta grow 2 of them before we plant the bottom row. And then I need to mine out more so we can continue the mealwood farm. Okay. I want to do a weird strat. Yes, 3 tiles in every direction to prevent breaking. Now, that's only on the 4 cardinal directions, though. Diagonals don't matter, if that makes sense. So, if you build a 1-tile lock, this is actually all you need. 3 tiles in the 4 directions. Diagonals don't matter. And this will hold any gas pressure, or liquid pressure. So that is true. But you don't need to actually accommodate for the diagonals. Sometimes the thickness is too strong, man. And I'm not even mad about that. Polluted and brine with pea water I was using for making steel. I might have just flashed it into steam. But with brine, I have no clue what happened. Ooh, the brine one is a little bit weird. So brine means it's cold. The only way that's possible is if you chill the brine. So brine, right? It's gonna be freezing at minus 22. So maybe your geyser was in a minus 30-degree ice biome. Right, that's common. You have an ice biome that's usually around minus 30 degrees, which is enough to freeze the brine. So if you have a brine geyser in here, and it was spilling out, it might have gotten too cold and solidified into brine ice. That is possible, and I'm thinking that may have been it. I might be wrong, though, of course. A lot of speculation. Nothing wrong with the thickness, man, just saying. Alright, so the ice right here is not melting. Feels bad. It's gonna melt soon. For a not infinite storage, some blocks are resistant. Granite, igneous are the best, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I believe it's tied to hardness value. If you click on an undug natural element, so sedimentary rock, go to the information tab, you have a value called hardness value right here. This hardness value ties to how often a tile breaks from liquid pressure. It also ties into other things like if shovels and pips could dig through it. But I believe in that case, obsidian and diamond is up there because of the high hardness value. In terms of using that as like sealing it up. But for insulated tiles, I think granite's pretty strong too. Yeah, 80 hardness, pretty strong. Not as hard as obsidian though. I believe obsidian may be one of the stronger ones due to that value. I believe that's the case. I might be wrong though. Kisuke, do you know if that's the case? Hardness value is what dictates that? I have a feeling I might be wrong. But I have a feeling that that might be exactly it. Alright, so we're going to build a gold desalinator in here. It's never going to overheat. Yep, obsidian's very good for that. Obsidian's very good for that. You know what's another thing that's really good for heat resistance? Ceramic. Not even because it's an insulator, but because it's a raw mineral that goes above 1600 degrees. It's not bad. I do use obsidian for high pressure areas if I'm not using infinite storage. Obsidian is really good. The only thing is just, man, digging obsidian takes forever. That's the only thing that sucks. Digging through obsidian and having a lot of obsidian on your map means you lose other biomes, which I'm not a fan of. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. All right. Some of the water melted. Cool, cool. Let's get some water here. Auto bottle. We just got to fill this up best we can. And then I will get one ladder in here. Because we're probably going to want it. Yo, this lag. Guys, is it weird that I feel like the material in this game called clay needs some upgrades? Because the game studio that makes this is also called Clay Studios. And I feel like they gotta give the resource a little bit more love. They gotta represent. You guys know what I mean, man? They gotta represent. Oh, and this is starting to flood, so I need to move out my water. I think I figured it out. I was running a cooling loop through it to cool my Dreckle farm, and I think it was filled with normal water. Oh, oof. And then you get a mixed water tank, and it froze in that area. Oof, yeah, that happens. If you mix the liquids in an infinite liquid tank, you can break it just as easily. Hopefully, dupes don't need diamond pickaxe to mine obsidians. Hey, I see you over there, Juba. They missed an opportunity naming the element. They really did, man. I'm picking up what you're putting down too well. I see you, Susumu. Only way to do it, man. Alright, so let me get this. Let's paste that. Get some more water. I need to get some oil in here. Let's make that the higher priority. And then we're going to have the aqua tuner in here. We're going to have to vacuum it up, though. We're going to make it easier by spilling oil, so we only have to do one layer. And then we're going to be moving water into here. Yep, so water into here. The ice is already there. We're going to be building more. This needs us to do a little bit of... yeah. So this pump is actually wrong. Feels bad. And then it's going to pump basically into here. And then it's going to come out probably like this. And we're just going to put it into the reservoir directly. Or into the SPOM. So when this is not running... we do not get water. So I do want a buffer tank. That's the one thing that's a little bit unfortunate, huh? I guess I could actually put it here. And make this a square box. That actually makes a lot of sense. This doesn't matter, the gas level in here. What are your future objectives with this playthrough? We're going to get to 100 dupes. We're probably going to get to like 120, I think. And then one of the things we want to do is we're going to win the game by losing the game. So this entire area right here, it's going to be filled with hydrogen rockets eventually. And that's going to be one of the goals. We're going to be wanting to do that as much as we can. Hope you're doing well though, Fabio. But once we get into space, it's going to be a good time. A question I was still thinking until today, how duplicants know where they could breathe? Are you asking about game mechanics? Because that has to do with pathfinding. There is a couple things to that. Oh, this is a vanilla playthrough. Yes, this is vanilla. We got the meteor showers up top. Woo! Look at that gravitas facility. I'm gonna have to strip this down. Yeah, I kind of miss it too, man. Having a building up there was kind of sweet. Not gonna lie. Oh, this guy's angry. We gotta capture him. Alright, so we're still making stuff there. That's fine. And then the meal lice. He's planted. Good. So we could do this one now. Now I'll do one more. So that's good. That's good. SPOM needs more oxygen to be like that sometimes. Maybe never want to tackle space. I don't miss the meteor. Dude, meteors are easy to deal with, though. It's actually not that bad. We'll show a method of dealing with it. We'll show a method of dealing with it. Alright, so oxygen here. We're going to build a tile one at a time. Hold up the lock. That desalinator is going to fail in time being negative temp. I just run through electrolyzer and H2 gen to absorb heat before desalinating. Wait, what? Wait, what? Miss Myrene says the water temp. Wait, what? 125? We're at 93? I'm so confused. Because that's exactly how this one works. Oh, it's bright. No, it's salt water. It's salt water. It's hot, man. Wait, that's the wrong geyser. It's hot. Nah, we good, we good. I did that too, though, Miss Myrene. I have the cool slush, and I ran that over my electrolyzers right here. I did that. Don't worry, we know what we're doing, Miss Myrene. We got it. Mechanically, they identify breathable or unbreathable gases. I'm imagining it in a practical way. Yeah, it's probably something simple as that. They look for the individual tiles. Basically, I imagine the dupes view the world like this. We see the world like this. The dupes see the world like this. They see the individual gas bubbles moving. They're like, oh man, that's CO2. I can't breathe that. And they move away. They see the bubbles, hear the colors. They could feel the sounds. The dupes, man, they're tripping off acid. They're tripping out, man. Do some crazy stuff. It makes sense, but they ignore heat. Yeah, man, heat doesn't exist. What is heat? Heat is nothing but a number. We gotta fill this up still. I think I wanted to make my Pacu farm a little bit different. I want some of what they're on. Do you know where that comes from, dude? That saying I just said? It's mad funny. It came from a sports announcer. It's mad funny. I'm not a fan of dupe indecisiveness, leading them to suffocating. That's true. The dance to death is never a fun time. Nobody likes the dance to death. And I gotta manually do the doors here, right? Because I removed the power line otherwise? Yeah. Even if they're about to die from heat, they don't care 100%. My dupes will literally idle sometimes in my gas boxes, and I have to put a door there to stop them. The dupes, man, they a little bit on the crazy side. I should probably put a wheeze word here. Alright, we're gonna move out the water. Hopefully this is fine. This goes into here, and then this feeds out if we can. Some of the water is warm. Not the brightest, they're not, man. But they try their hardest. That's all that matters, is that they're trying their best. A lot of the times, man, duplicates, we're just happy that they tried. Still vacuuming. Alright, so we're filling with water. Gonna build the coolant loop. I guess we could put the turbine in now. Because it's gonna look like this, right? Can I not build here? Oh, pinch of pepper nut. Oh, it's bopping me on the face. Dude, it's raining hard right now, Miss Myrene. Like, it was so heavy rain right now that I could hear it through the walls. Like, it sounded like it was a storm. We were getting flood warnings and everything. But I think we're good now. It's settled down a little bit. We did need the rain, 100%. Alright, we gotta trim this out. Oh, there's power wires in here. We gotta remove that. Alright, so might as well mop this up. We move the water, so I might as well turn this off. And then I need to redo the Pacu tanks. These are gone too, right? These doors? I think I also redo the power line. This looks kind of jank. That's probably necessary. West Coast, baby. Y'all know what it is. Cali life. A lot of people tell me I sound like I'm a surfer. Yeah, dude. Keanu Reeves, dude. By the way, I found a fix for the storage bug. Change the OS language from Turkish to English. Wow. So it's a bug only on the Turkish game? That's so weird. You hate to see that kind of thing happen. Oh, that reminds me. I needed to add in a another shower. We'll do that right now. So here, 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 here. This pipeline's kind of ugly though, not gonna lie. I wish I did it inside the tiles. I could probably still do it. Nah, it's probably too much of a hassle. What's going on, Matt Scratch? Hope you're doing well. I'll see you over there. Happy Tuesdays. We're going to make some more natural tiles the best way possible. I'm okay, thanks. How was you? We doing all right? Getting some rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten any rain over here. So it's not that bad, man. Gonna get some sweet, sweet rain. I think I'm actually gonna redo this so I can put the tiles inside the natural tiles. Yeah, I will actually do that. Feels bad, man. It's probably worth it. So, let's finish building this and then we'll remove the showers. We have to remove the showers here. That happens when people develop deserts. Oof. Yo, man. We do know Cali's becoming a desert. Feels bad, man. It's not a good time. We needed that summer storm we used to get. El Nino, dude. That used to be a thing in the summer where we get a lot of rain. Not anymore. And then a lot of people are saying it's coming back with global warming. So it's like, the biggest problem right now is landslides and mudslides. That's the biggest fear right now in the area. Outside of that, though, we doing all right. Just making oh, is this not? Yep, it is not on harvest. Okay, we got it like that. And then we need to mine this out still. Is a cylindrical thing? What does that mean? Xenocide? I probably don't need this tile and that tile. El Nino is Spanish for the Nino. What does that even mean, though? Can we translate that twice? I don't know what Nino means in English. Cyclical. The child. Wait, what? I'm so confused. We talking about the storm, right? Alright, so I could get rid of the power line here now. El Nino and La Nina. So the male and female child. It's so hard, man. I can't pronounce anything in English. Feels bad. That's the joke. Aw, feels bad. Went right over my head. Feels bad. I didn't understand the joke, boys. I'm sorry. But they were talking about El Nino, and what happens is that we're in the third consecutive year of La Nina, which doesn't happen very often. What does that even mean? What does La Nina mean? Like, not literal translation, but like, what does it mean? That's a Chris Farley SNL joke? What? Damn it, man. That was a pop culture reference, huh? Damn, I missed it. I did not understand it at all. How duplicants see the world's interesting point. I see you over there. So El Nino was a summer storm we used to get, and we stopped getting it ever since, you know, it got colder. And then global warming became a thing, and then, you know, I think it's coming back. Yeah, had to do with the Pacific temperature currents. Basically, what was happening was, because of global warming, the ice caps were melting, so we were getting more cold water mixing into the water by the oceans on the Pacific side, meaning that the typhoons and the storms are all in like Southeast Asia. And for the most part, yeah, that was actually what people associated with the disappearance of the summer storm El Nino. It was a lot of things like that, from what I heard. It's the same word, just means difference in gender. Gotcha, gotcha. But yeah, because of that disappearance of El Nino, we had the drought afterwards, because we just stopped receiving the amount of water we were supposed to get. So it's kind of like anti-desert. We're going away from having an actual desert. La Nina is cold. Interesting. But yeah, be like that sometimes. The dupes are building out the diamond areas. It's looking not bad. I believe we want 2 tiles like that. And then... Alright, we're gonna do a weird design, you guys. I need you guys to have faith and trust the process. We need you guys to have faith and to be able to trust the process, you guys. Doing some weird builds, The rainfall is so low across the United States that the Mississippi River is almost untraversable. Interesting. I didn't know it was throughout all the United States. I thought it was just only in my state that I live in. Looks like it's nationwide, huh? Feels bad. Alright, so we're doing that, so we connect to there. We have oxygen. Atmos pressure is only above 1,000, we'll turn it on. Everything else is off. We don't have the aqua tuner running yet. I do need to sweep out this floor. And then after that, we just need to release hydrogen. Oh, are we still removing hydrogen from here? Stop it. Dude, I removed 300 kilograms? That's so much? It's fine, though. It's probably fine. Alright, so I do want to release the hydrogen into here so we get it started. But then I need to wait for the cooling box to be a thing. So we just wait. Wait for the dupes. I don't want to overload them with jobs. Just water deliveries, picking up the pinch of pepper nuts. And then building the ice temp shift plates to get some more water in here. Shouldn't be too bad. A lot of ice. In New York, in a New York park I worked at, had 24-ish fires in the park this year. 4 of them all at the same time. Jeez Christ. Y'all get fires that bad? I thought it was bad in Cali with our wildfires. There was a day I woke up and there was news of a fire tornado. It was wild, man. Basically, the wind picked up and then the fire was in the middle and then it made a fire tornado. It wasn't that bad, though. It sounds a lot worse than it actually is. But yo, man, in an actual park, there's fires. You hate to see that kind of thing happen, man. You really do. Oh, picking up the pinch of pepper nuts. Let's go. Flew on. Thought about it. It's going home. All right, all right. All right, so we're still mining here. Let's mine out these 2. Let's cancel the sweeps. We don't need to do this right now. My dupes are not bored. We need some idleness back. Oh yeah, dude, I've seen those, man. It's so cringe, man. Very often they just don't give a damn. They just want their event to be kind of cool. I hate those gender review party things like that, man. It's so cringe. Wildfires are a lot more common than people know, yeah. It's just that, you know, we don't really care about it when it reports. It's like, oh, where did it happen? Oh yeah, over there. That's kind of far away, so we're safe. Not understanding, like, it just doesn't register, like, long-term memories. Getting the water deliveries. Let's go. This is cold, which is pretty good for us. So it's going to be cool oxygen once we get it ready. Alright, so we have to continue this. Where I live, we get dune grass fires. What's dune grass? Is that Spice Wars? Spice must flow? Fire will burn under the sand, and you won't know unless their sand gets hot. Wait, what? Oh, that sounds crazy. How is your oxygen under the sand? Because you gotta have O2 to breathe, right? Well, it's not even like fireworks, though. There's a lot of things that could be it. Like, sometimes you use the balloons, and it gets to the fire wires, electrical wires, and it blows up. That little explosion could cause a fire. Alright, so this is built. Let's do these, build a tile there, and we're going to get a liquid reservoir in the corner. I could actually put a tile here. No, I can't. Alright, so we're going to get this liquid reservoir in the corner, and then we're going to pipe to it. Like that, and then we just have the water come out. Very straightforward. There's a lot of space between sand particles, how roots breathe. Okay, interesting. Enough for a fire, huh? That's funny. A lot of the times, you know, you want to just cut off the oxygen for the fire to stop it. That's what they do in cooking, right? They just put the lid on things, and then it stops the fire from raging. Oh, the coal mine on fire. That stuff's crazy, man. Too much fuel. Alright, so we're going to be able to stockpile water, so that just could keep pumping out the oxygen from here, which is going to be good. Alright, so we just need to fill this out, and we should be golden. This shouldn't be too bad. Looks like we might need some more water bottles. That's what it's looking like. Ice over there. We just hope that melts. Oh, I messed up. The reservoir is made out of iron. I gotta cancel that. I need to make that out of gold. It's gonna get too hot in here, man. The entire environment's above 75. That is not in a vacuum. I probably should have put it in a vacuum. That probably would have been for best result. Too lazy to do that, though. Okay, so over here, everything else is moving pretty smoothly. Let's get another layer. Let's get some more mulewood. Oh yeah, my Pacu farms. Oh yeah, right here. We gotta redo this. Alright, so I need to do the bridge. We're gonna remove that because it's kind of ugly. And then we're gonna redo the pipes in here. And then we're going to do tiles here. And then we're going to do doors here. After, well, no, we wait for that first. Now the pips are going to be there still, causing some problems. Got to remove the park sign. This guy is showering. That's going to be okay, though. Alright, so we got this, so I need to remove... Alright, so we got to remove that, and then we're going to remove basically all of the power wire here. So that we could just have it connect elsewhere. This goes in, this goes in. So we can remove everything there and not have to worry about it. Gonna remove these tiles though, necessary. We're gonna come back to that. How is the mealwood plants? Pips are doing good. Then we get this last level. I don't want to plant below this yet, due to the fact that I want to clear this out. But we want to build the SPOM first. I don't have enough suits. And then I can't get more suits because I don't have enough oxygen. So, probably have to live like this for a while. Feels bad. Okay, so we strip mined this area. It was pretty fast. Let's do this. Let's also 1, 2, 3, 4 deconstruct that. Ladders are gone. Probably get rid of this ladder as well. Yeah, I probably should just continue strip mining. So let's go down to here like that. And then let's work our way to the right. So random ladder. And then we'll get here in decon. We should just random ladder this way as well. That way it's just going to be fast. And then we'll just have all the random gases get cleaned out. Less gas stimulation means that it's going to be easier for us to do more things. Less lag, right? Ooh, is this unreachable? Can I corner build that? I should be able to corner build that. Alright, speed it up. The game is not that good, though, because I am lagging kind of bad. This guy just picked up micrograms of dirt? That's so weird. That's so weird. Alright, the K-Cows are going down a little bit. I might not have enough food right now, because my meal list is no longer populated. Alright, I might have to add some ice. Noodle arms. Micrograms? MCG? That's less than a gram, dude. Even with noodle arms, it shouldn't be that bad. Even with noodle arms, it should not be that bad. Even with the Wheezewort, it's not doing enough to keep everything cool. And it's because we're getting hot dirt being delivered to the mealwood. I shouldn't have to worry about that. It's probably my fault, though, that I am worrying about it. Alright, let's get rid of that. We should seal this up now, because we have the ladders. And then we got to build out this area. Pip farms for fresh dirt. That's actually what I have. They're just not keeping up. And I'm also... Well, this is also a problem. When I compost the dirt comes out at 70 degrees. Even though the room is cold. It's just property of composting. So I'm trying to convert the lumber into ethanol into dirt as well, and that's not helping. Feels bad, man. Eldar, what's good? I see you over there. Welcome on in. Happy Tuesdays. Happy Tuesdays. So I'm trying to move away from the mealwood farm and going into the wild meal lice if possible. I'm trying to stay alive with this. Alright, so for the farm, let's get rid of the shower. We can leave those pipelines there. We need to get rid of this. And then we will wait. And then afterwards, we need to mine out the area. Gotta do it. Feels bad. How you doing, Eldar? How's the days today? How is the Tuesdays, my dude? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing, Myrene. I have to redo the top, though, because I forgot to do it when I made my first shower. So I'm doing exactly that right now. I got to do the pipes before we make natural tiles. But I want to plant top-bottom, right? Because if I don't do that, the pits are not going to plant. But yeah, you're right. We're going to be doing that exactly right now. And the biggest thing, it's going to be sweeping out the area. Because I do not want buried objects. Alright, so let's get the piping in. It's going to look like this in both cases. And then we could deconstruct the extra stuff later. Because it's either going to go up this way or go up the other way. I think this one's fine. Because this is clean water top. And then this is dirty water coming in like that. Yeah, that should work. Doing good. Just got home after... got home from work. And voting, going to relax, playing some Oni myself. Nice, nice. Good stuff, man. How are you? Dude, we're getting a lot of rain right now. Drought capital, California. And, you know, we're not used to it. Not used to the heavy rain, but it's kind of nice when we have it. Otherwise, man, we're a little bit low on the oxygen. Not very low, but it's creeping up on us. Carbon dioxide went from down here to up here now. So we're trying to get the SPOM rolling. This is like my 5th SPOM. But you know what, man? You gotta have the SPOMs to have oxygen. Not in Southern Cali. No, I'm in Southern Cali. It was bad. It wasn't as bad anymore. Like, it's calmed down a lot. It was like heavy rain for like 10 minutes. But if you were at work inside like the building, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. Not the rain. There is rain. Well, it's the weather, you know. Changes. Weather changes. Am I, precinct today? Oh my god, isn't that illegal, Alric? Isn't that actually illegal? But guys, please, let's not talk about that. People are gonna start asking. Let's just not have that as topic conversation. So let's copy, add some more water in. We could probably get some more ice. That might speed it up, building some ice tiles over here. We need a tile over here. You guys don't get much? Not used to it is what I meant? Yeah, I'm not used to it. Not used to the heavy rain. Or the rain in general. We just don't get it too often. That's correct. Okay, so I see this as the proper pattern, I think. Oh, no, it's not. This is a... Oh, this is going to be a 12 pattern. So it's going to be like this. Has to be. Alright, that's going to be the pattern, it looks like. You guys get a rainy season, then dry rest of the year? 100%, yeah. It's super dry. That's probably the best description of Cali weather. The weather range is like 40 degrees to 120. Like, that's the temperature range in Fahrenheit. But yeah, man, we get nothing else. It's dry, and then rainy season for like maybe a couple days. And it's dry for the rest. We don't get snow, we don't get hail. We don't get nothing else. The water doesn't freeze over here. No ice. I've never seen snowfall. Be like that sometimes. Minus 30F is as... I've seen minus 30F here, and it's as hot as 114. Oh, is that the frost burn that I hear about? It's so cold that it feels like it's burning. The legendary frost burns used to be legendary gloves on the Diablo 2. Increased maximum mana capacity by 15%. Good for mages. Even though it was heavy gloves. Made no sense. Frostbite is real. Frostbite is real, dude. Not only that, freezing your pipes. That's even worse. Because it's like you lose water function for your entire house. Frozen pipes, frostbite, they're all pretty bad, man. Oh my god, look at this. We don't have enough suits. If it doesn't flood, if it doesn't burst and flood your house, yeah, that's pretty bad, man, when that happens. Alright, so... with the Aqua Tuner setup, let's start building the setup that we need. So it's probably going to look like this. It's pretty straightforward. We also go this way. This also works. Wouldn't be that bad. So we run the sensor there at steel. The pipeline's going to look like this. Goes in like that. Get the bridge. This is the classic Aqua Tuner setup. Thermal sensor out of iron. Let's get some lead wires. The classic, as they call it. And then our pipeline has to go probably like that, straight in. And then I probably have to have this go all the way around. Probably like that. We'll have that inside tiles, so it has to loop through. To make this easy, I am going to cancel that, make a bridge. And have that go straight down. Put a liquid vent right on top of that. This is going to be the classic design. A little bit smaller than it needs to be. Shout out to my old landlord. It took 5 days to see my pipes were insulated and then left without doing anything because it took 5 days for them to unfreeze. Wow. Yo, man, couldn't that be negotiated into a, like, hey, man, couldn't you negotiate with your landlord, like, hey, water doesn't work? Yo, man, I'm gonna leave. I gotta find another place to move. Did I tell you guys a story? I had a homie who had an issue in his house where they were renting it out from and so we were all in college, and they were renting out a house, right? So he lived with his girlfriend at the time. So us bachelors, we all lived, we were all single. We lived in a house. And then we had a homie that lived with his girlfriend. Now, he actually had another roommate. But what happened was that the roommate who lived there, his room fell apart. And what happened was that there was a water leak somewhere, and it basically tore up the roof of that room. And basically there was a hole in the ceiling. You could see straight through it to like the roofing. And they were like, yeah, man, yeah, we can't live here anymore. So the landlord was like, hey, how about I knock off a little bit of the rent? And he was like, sure, it depends how much. And then he asked, how much was the guy renting out this room for? So the rent for the entire house was $2,500 per month. And he said that room was $1,500 because it was the master. So the homie moved out, and it was him and his girlfriend, and they were in the smaller rooms, and they were renting out a house for $1,000. And everything else was fine. They just didn't go into that room with that broken roof, and everything was good. They were able to live for cheap. I was like, man, that's kind of nice. Hopefully you're able to negotiate something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you weren't able to. It feels bad. I responded to house fires where people crawled underneath the homes with a blowtorch, trying to thaw pipes. Oh, God. That sounds like a bad setup. Zip Zip, what's good? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Happy Tuesdays. We're building another SPOM right now, as you can see. Gonna be cooling it down as well. Bruh, that ain't it, Chief. It's rough. I know, man. But the problem was that it was actually not that bad, because he ended up living there for the year, and the landlord, didn't want to fix it. So he was actually okay taking a discount for that rent, because it's not a proper house. He wouldn't be able to rent it out to anyone else anyways. But they were happy with it because it's cheap rent for the two of them. Everything else in the house is okay. The water pipes, electricity. So it was pretty sweet. At least for them, that's what they said. It was like not a bad deal. Alright, so all the ice is melted, or most of it has. So I could try to move some more ice over here, but man, my dupes need to carry some more water, man. The dupes need to carry some more water. Oh, this is backed up? Oh, this is great. This means I could use this as a temporary line. Oh, that's what I need. If this is maxed out, I am gonna make a bypass right here. Go out to here, and then we're gonna go through it like that. Yeah. If we could do that right now, this is gonna increase the speed at which we do this. Because I'm gonna be able to split the line and have this feed into the other half. Yep, that's gonna make it a little bit faster. Alright, Mr. Pip, we need another mealwood over here as well. How was the showers? We got the pipes installed. Let's go. I'm missing a pip. There was 2 pips. Ah, man. You know what I hate? When the critters crawl into the tile and get entombed. Y'all see... Ah, there he is. He's confined. Open the door, boys. This pip is lost. You could see him moving in the shadows. I hate Drecos and Pips for that reason. They just happen to crawl into spaces that we're building at, and they just get themselves stuck. Something that's more true. Come on, little Pip, get out of there. You're getting the Yodel by Gorbash. I see you over there, man. Oh, and the second one just moves in with them, dude. You can't do that. Alright, go back to auto. We're going to remove the doors at the bottom. Autosave lag, let's wait for that. There we go. We're going to need a couple of bins here. For the Joya seeds, of course. Rain started pouring down again. Oh, man. Alright, another thing I need to make sure we swept everything, right? Yeah, all the materials are gone, so I should be able to deconstruct this. And then we're going to move the Joya seeds into here. Look at that! Magically, we get natural tiles. And the pipelines are still there. That's going to be the magical natural pipeline tile setup. So we get to remove this, get to remove that. Let's get some ladders in here. Alright, so this guy needs his Joya seeds. 4 kilograms. Seeds Joya. Priority 9. Someone Banshee wailing, man. What's that I hear? Alright, so we will wait for this on this side. Due to the fact that I need to make my bin for the seeds first. And then our tank right here. Okay, we got this set up. I need to deconstruct this wall. You're gonna get rain there soon? Yeah, man. It's coming up. It's coming up. Ooh, spicy tofu. I'm not even mad. I'm down with that. They could eat that while our meal lice kind of dies. Alright, so the pipeline is built. That's good. So we could connect this here, and we're going to cut the first 5 suits. They're going to be the most used oxygen lines. And then we'll probably shrink this if this is able to keep up. So we're getting some of the extra oxygen coming down, which is pretty sweet. Let's mop this up. Let's also get some Weezeworts in here. Copy, paste. Cool this down a little bit. I tried playing a flatulent only dupe colony this morning. Could not stop laughing by the time I got to 12 of them. Dude. It's such a pain when they walk into your vacuum. So my colony, a duplicant walked into here because I don't have suits for this area, and he breathed the oxygen here, and he broke my infinite tank. A dupe could go into your infinite tank storage and just let it rip and break your oxygen tank. I'm just saying, man. He's gonna go inside to your gas lock, rip a fat one, and dude, it's gonna start breaking your builds, man. That's the thing I hate about flatulence. The creating of a different gas. I'm always worried about that stuff. Alright, we got the vacuum here. I actually need to do this now. We're going to mop this up. And then we're going to sweep the oil out. Such a good dupe moment. Dude, I hate the dupes, man. That sabotage was too much. I see you, Kisuke. That's not going to stop it, man. I'm just saying. Realistically, if you're exposed to rapid pressure loss or vacuum, people tend to fart. Oh, interesting. Makes sense, kind of. I'll see you over there, Kisuken. I'll see you over there. Alright, so we're going to take this, copy, paste. We're going to move the seeds into here soon. And then we're going to have to move the pips to the bottom afterwards. So we're going to get a critter drop off here, preemptively. This bridge is no longer needed. Get rid of that as well. Are they playing chess too? Hey, Zetoside, there it is. There it is. That's become like a widespread meme, dude. Not gonna lie. The chess shenanigans. There's so many weird memes about that. There's so many memes about that, man. It's kind of impressive. Sweep only. And we're back to here. Okay. So, this is going to be a weird design. Hope you guys are going to be okay with this. So, with this like that, it's probably going to be like this. And then I need to have a weight plate. This overheat? No, I could use lead for that. Sweet. We're only using diamond because someone suggested it. Otherwise, I think we do it like that. And then after we do this, we want to... we'll sweep the floor later. Oh, you didn't get the reference. There's some chess drama right now where someone said that someone was cheating, and then out of nowhere, Elon Musk retweets or likes a tweet or something where someone suggested that the guy was cheating using anal beads. And, yeah. The rest is history. It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. Oh, this needs to be priority 9. There we go. And then we got a sweep. 121 seats. That sweeps into here. Yep. It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. Now that I am home, could you help me with the Dragon Farm automation? You really want to get glossy? Yep, let me know. What problem do you have with it? It's on the web, so it's true, right? No, it's only accusations, right? Nothing solid. So it's like, you know, take it with a grain of salt, man. I mean, you got to understand, he's at the point of his career where he's not building it. He just oversees everything. And have you guys ever seen the meme with the managers? Right? People in the managerial position, what are you doing? You're making sure other people work hard. When you yourself, you're not really that much in terms of doing work. He's kind of at that position, man. He's just making sure things go right. He's got to kill time somehow, right? He's got to kill time somehow. Yeah, they're suing. They're suing for defamation. But the crazy thing about that is, Rambo, is some people looked it up and they say that it's never going to make trial. It's something that is specifically only being used for publicity, from what's being said. So it's like the firm that was hired was a firm that's known just for like doing those publicity things, kind of a thing. I'm not sure if that's the case, but a lot of people speculate that nothing's going to happen. They're never going to reach a certain stage. They're never going to get a actual trial going or anything like that. A lot of it is just to, you know, kind of just do the due diligence. Then again, I don't know anything about it, so I might be wrong. I've just been reading about that stuff. Sweep and... Oh, nope, cancel. Where's the oil? There it is. Sweep. Alright, that goes down, that loops, and then now we just need water in here. So we could actually move water into this system pretty easily, and we got to move water into here. Alright, so we see the loop, huh? Oh, could I actually just pump water from here? Is that the meme? Oh, that is possible. I just put a water pump here. And it pumps directly into the line. Yep, we'll just do that. And then we just connect the line. So that goes there, cancel. Chief engineer, though. Yeah, but it's like, I feel like when you're the chief of something, you're just making decisions, not so much doing a lot of the grunt work. Right? That's typically how the totem pole is designed. People at the top, they watch and see everything, but they're not actively doing a lot. Because they have the experience to make the right decisions. And then if it's something that's important, they'll be along every step of the way, but they're not doing the bulk of the work. I might be wrong, but a lot of the times the chief positions feel like that. Where they're only there to make the decisions so that the people that can't make the decisions, maybe because they lack the experience or whatever, they just listen. I see you over there, face for radio. He's known for walking to his factories and firing on the spot. Oh, I didn't know. That's crazy. I think it's funny that they fired people that they needed and asked them to come back. They actually asked them to come back. You know what I think it is? It's he might have been a little bit overconfident. Did you guys ever, like, I'm like this sometimes, where because you're well versed in a certain field and there's a similar field out there, you kind of overestimate the problems that happen. And I think that's what's happening with him. Like, it's kind of a thing where it's you never know how much you need to operate a company. It's like, man, if I was running that company, I would do X, Y, and Z, and it would still be just as good, right? And it's like talking in theory in that sense. But yeah, it feels weird. It feels weird. That's true, Diju. That's funny, man. It's crazy. You know what they say, man? Money and power corrupts. After SpaceX launched, didn't he sign himself like a $250,000 bonus? Didn't that happen, man? I'm just saying. And then he still asked the government for a grant? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't agree with that methodology, Zip Zip. That's motivation by fear. I don't think that's true motivation. That's like, that's just very barbaric, my opinion. Only give them an hour to respond? Oof, that's tough. Face for radio, I agree with that, man. They could kick rocks. Because that's a sign that they take you for granted, right? That's literally them taking you for granted. It's hard. It's not an excuse though, right? He said what he said. Even if he is, it's like you can't use that as an excuse to justify things. But it is what it is, right? Alright, so we need a little bit of power here. We need a little bit of juice. So that's back to here. Oh man, it's a little bit far. This is probably gonna be the easiest way to get water into the pump lines. And then we're gonna use the same line to get water into here. Oh, I gotta do a strat. Oh, I could just bottle empty here, though. That kind of works. Let me put a towel here. Or at a minimum, a sign that they didn't think about enough before firing and doing... Yeah, that's the thing. It'd be like that sometimes. I was sweeping eggs out after I had 8 critters in. It seemed like multiple Dracos died. Not sure what I did wrong. Okay. Will a liquid filter break in an infinite liquid tank? Depends on the filter design. But wait. Will a liquid filter break in an infinite liquid tank? What kind of liquid filter design are you using for that, Eldar? Unless you're talking about the building. The liquid filter building, in which case it shouldn't. It does need power, though. But it depends on the design if you're using something that's not the building itself. You are using the building, and it should be fine. It should be fine. It shouldn't break. There's nothing that causes that to break. Does it get flooded underwater? Liquid filter should not get flooded. Should not get flooded. Alright, so you were sweeping out eggs after you had 8 critters inside. You had multiple Dracos die. Not sure what you did wrong. Okay, so... First thing I gotta ask is, your design is identical to this? Is there any variations? Anything different from the design? Geek, what's good? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. Was it regular Dracos or was it Glossies? Regular Dracos. And they were eating meal lice? The thing that could be happening that's really funny is harvest plants. You need to make sure you disable harvesting. You need to make sure you disable harvesting. Because the thing with this is that if you harvest the plants, they can't eat it. They have to eat the plant as it's growing and standing. Not sure I disabled. That's the first thing I would check. Because the moment it hits 100% and your duplicates harvested, you're taking away food from the critters. Because they have to feed off of it wild. If that makes sense. Maplini's, my face cam is winning the poll. Damn, I have a mental image of you. But what if you don't look like my mental image? Damn, I'm sorry, dude. Yo, man, this is gonna be the Matrix moment right there, man. It's a blue pill or red pill. You could keep believing, dude. Live in that Matrix. But, hey, man, sometimes you gotta wake up for reality. We'll have to see. Don't you need a grooming station to shear Drecos? No. This shears, no problem. Spoilers! 20-year-old spoilers, let's go. I think I saw that I need to sweep all eggs into the shearing room. Skipping the stream, I see you. Then using the drop-off to restock my farm. Oh. Do you have a drop-off box, Zandroff? That is one thing you might not have. The drop-off box. So how this works is... So first things first. We sweep to this loader, right? And that loader goes to the drop-off box first. That's how that works. Just the farm and shearing room. Yeah, there's you have to have an automatic refill. You could have just a shearing room if you have a critter drop-off inside there. That's what you need. You could either have a separate room for refills, or you could make a shearing room with the drop-off. Somewhere inside. Limits you to 20 though. 20 is good enough. You don't need more than that. Usually just want to keep it around 8. More than 20 is, yeah. Just mentioning. Gotcha. Invest in post-it notes. Cover them up. Hey, strats. If you don't look identical to Tupac, my image of you is shattered. I'm Tupac Shakur. Oh man, I have a lot to live up to. The door, the sensor opens and closes it. This one, yes. This one makes it so that if I have less than 8 critters here, in which case I have 7 out of 8, this closes the door. That's coming from this critter sensor. That's set to below, above 7. So the automation looks like that. This critter sensor is set to above 7, so that if I have 8 critters, it opens, but if I have less than that, it closes. That makes it so that a dupe is going to come in and wrangle something. Doesn't look like they want to wrangle the babies. And then once they become adults, they're going to move them back into this room. But yeah, fully automatic so far. This design is a little bit upgraded. I am confident that it won't be in the middle of the screen. In before I make the entire overlay, just my face. How many do you keep in the restock room? 4. So I have another critter sensor here that ties to the chute. Can't they get trapped? They can. I actually have a couple of trapped Drecos. Oh, I have 5. I'm sorry. So we have 5 of them in here. So I do have a couple of glossies that are trapped. Feels bad. Some of them are going to die soon. And then, yeah, they're just going to restock. I haven't had issues with it since I have 5 of them right here. Did I mess up by feeding them Bomb Lily? Yes. Bomb Lily keeps them as regular Drecos. You have to feed them mealwood if you want glossies. So Bomb Lilies are good for regular Dreco ranching because you don't have to fertilize this. You literally just have it sitting in chlorine or something. And then the Drecos get to live. So this Bomb Lily farm is to maintain the Dreco count. And I am out of food, boys. It's actually time where we're out of food. Holy shit. This is kind of bad. Okay, just check in. Done something similar with the auto incubators. Left the tile below, prevent trapping. If you want plastic glossies, feed them mealwood. Yep. Why so many unsheared? These guys are sheared. It just looks like they're not because of the scale regrow. So after you get above, I think it's 50%, it looks like they're fully regrown when they're actually not. So it's not that they're not sheared. They are. It just looks like they're fully regrown. but it's all hydrogen, so it's maximum speed. Alright, looks like we have some mealwood issues. There's only one thing we can do about that. First things first, we're gonna make some pepper bread. We're gonna make 30 of these on both of the gas ranges. Let's make some pepper bread just to pull us over. And then we're going to grow some mealwood again. We're gonna build some ice temperature plates. Let's actually go with something easier, maybe. No, ice temperature plates are probably going to be the answer. Alright, so temp shift plates made out of ice. I will put it here. It should be okay. We'll have it spill down, it's fine. So kill box, 20-inch share room, it ships eggs into kill box, yes. So my shipping box goes from the loader, goes into here, drops off into separate chutes, and then they merge together, goes into a bridge that goes into the kill box. This is connected to a critter sensor, so if I have less than 20 critters, we keep them open. If we have more than that, we have all of the Drekos go into the kill box down here, which you can see we have a couple of eggs inside. Dreklets, glossy Drekos, some hatch eggs. All confined. You have to make sure the door's on closed, locked, or auto, so that they're not able to walk out the moment they actually spawn. But yeah, this ships into here, which goes into my kitchen. Alright. So let's catch up with some of the other things. I gotta build this. We gotta check out our showers. We got the first joy seed. Good stuff. Let's get another natural tile. Let's drop this on the ground. And then they should be able to plant again. Makes sense now. Gotcha. Get it rolling, Xandroff. Let me know if you have any other questions while you build it. I'll still be here. At least for a little while. Okay, so then we got the loop. We gotta go like this. Oh, it never connected. Hello? There we go. We have directional flow now. And then we're just gonna pump up to fill up the bubbles. And then we gotta do a weird strat here. I probably didn't need to do this now that I think about it. Let's do the weird strat, actually. So let's not break the vacuum, have this done, and then we'll do the tile there strat. So we got to do that. Everything else is about right. This has... Oh, this doesn't have power yet. I could probably power all of this off of that one line, so we could get that ready. So we know that this line is probably going to come straight down. Let's go into it like this. So it comes down through here. This could come straight down and then have these two connect. There we go. Gotta run. Have a great rest of the stream. Face for Radio, thanks for stopping by, hanging out. Hope you have a good week, man. We'll see you next time. And of course, stay safe. Oh, someone's trapped. How are you trapped? You just decided you didn't want to leave and you trapped yourself when you weren't actually trapped? I'm so confused, man. These dupes. Feels weird, man. Oh, they planted that so fast, dude. My goodness. These pips are not messing around. Decon this tile, and this tile. Let's actually move one of these pips. This one's gonna be... Actually, did we move the meal lice ones first? They're chilling. Alright, we got this one. We gotta move these seeds here. They're gonna start planting the first one. Gonna turn this off. Alright, good. Which means I could move the shower one now. Alright, so the pip there is gonna plant soon. This one, priority 9. Pip squeak. We're gonna wrangle one of them. The bin is gone. And then we can put the showers in finally. So furniture, park sign. Put one here as well. The blueprint of the ladder tile is enough to block the Pips planning, only if you want to save Dupe labor with lowest priority. No, yeah, that works, that works. We know about that, Miss Myrene. I'll see you over there. I just have 100 dupes, so we're gonna have idle dupes. this a lot of the times we're just gonna have idle dupes. I'll see you over there, though. Let's go with these three, this one, that one. Move one of the Pips to the bottom. Going for 120-ish. It's going to be around 120. Probably like 112, 116. But it's going to be a very specific number. Plants the seeds. Let's go. One more. Alright, so we're going to be able to start planting at the bottom level. It's late. Thank you for the entertainment. Catch you next time. Thank you for being here, Napolinis. Thank you for hanging out. I'll let you know when the face cam stream is, so we could just stack up the post-it notes. And yo, man, have a great week. We will see you next time. Guys, I'm going to grab a drink really quick. 2 seconds. I'm back. Avoid the face cam. Don't do it, man. Be here for it. Night-night. Have a good one, man. Snowball, what's good? How are you? I see you over there. Let me remove these, because we have the tiles. Remove this tile, remove that tile. Get to play, move that Pip soon. Only way to do it. Alright, let me clean the drink. Did it plant the seed? Oh, it didn't. Why? Why'd you no plant? Why you no plant the seed, dude? That's not cool. Why you no plant the seed? So we can't plant this one yet. Actually, we probably could. But I want to wait. I want to see Mamba's reaction to this. Mamba's staring at me. And then he looks up due to the sound of the soda can. He yawns as a response. He is not amused. Mamba's not amused. Sees me moving around, though. Can you guys see his green eyes? It's hard to tell. Alright, Mamba, we'll leave you alone. He took his friend, you monster? Aw, now because of that, he doesn't want to plant. Is he boycotting? Is this the famous Pip strike? Where they refuse to plant? Oh, man. Alright, so we got to this point. Let's sweep this. This is gonna look jank, but guys, trust me. I'm gonna need you guys to trust me. This is gonna look mad jank. This is gonna look mad jank. Drop something on that left tile, so when he does that, it's on the right. Oh, I see what you're saying. We'll do the priority 1 trick. Just to appease Myrene. They seem to plant super fast when there's multiple Pips. Makes sense, makes sense. Oh! Immediately does the plant. Let's go. Ooh, Joyous Seeds are out. Let's go, let's go. So this is a park. 1 more for a nature reserve. Sweet, sweet. I do need to connect the pipes. This is wastewater. Yeah, so that does go here. And then I think this goes all the way to the top. How is the bottom? Alright, we need water. The liquid is very low levels. It is positive in temperature, though. Alright, so we got the strat here. We're going to have to build out this tile. We'll clean it up afterwards. Is there no other way for me to get water down here, man? This is really slow. The suits have more oxygen, but it's still not enough. Oh, this is backing up. Alright, let's cut this line and have it go to the right. Hey, Spillable Hero, what's good? I see you over there. So creating the diggable tiles is a new trick for me. Can you only do it with doors? No. It is specifically these two doors. You cannot do it with the pneumatic. So even within the doors, it's only the manual airlock and the mechanized airlock. And it's relative to the base of the tile. So that means when you're doing the U shape and you're putting the door inside, the base of the tile is the bottom tile, which means you cannot do it upside down. This does not work because this is the base of the tile. You need the base of the tile to be centered. Now that means that you could trapdoor the door. Where your cursor is the base of the tile. So since my base of the tile is over here, the shape I have to do is this way. So this one does not work. These two do. And upside down doesn't work. Facing to the left doesn't work. So it's a very specific circumstance. So, hope that helps. E-Records. I'm good, thank you. How are you? We're getting rain, baby. It's been a long time we get rain. But we've... Oh, it's a vacuum. Let's go. Nope, nope, it's not. We're close to a vacuum, kind of. We're getting there, we're getting there. And the strip mining needs to continue. We could mine all this out. Well, let's do a bottom layer first and then a top layer. And then I need to do this side. And then we can mop up this, or we'll mine it down at the very least, which is pretty sweet. Get rid of these two. Is it always metal then? Always metal. You can't use anything else, really. There are other tricks you could use to make other elements as natural tiles. But for that method, it's only metals, yeah. 3 hours later. Hey, man, I'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, I'm getting some rain, dude. It's been a long time. Do you happen to know how many wild bog jelly plants I need to support one dupe? Okay, so anytime you're figuring out how many dupes you need to fulfill, what you need to do is click on the plants. You have a wild cycle. This is 12 cycles. So you multiply 12 by the amount of calories you need to provide. So if you want to provide one duplicate with food every cycle, you need to have 12 times 1,000. And of course, if you're playing on a higher difficulty with food consumption, you have to scale that up appropriately. So in our case, we're at 1,000 kcals per cycle. So that means I need 12,000 kcals per cycle. So you have that wild cycle multiplied by how much food you need to consume. And then you want to divide by how many kcals you actually generate per plant. So in our case, this is 600 kcals, and we have 12 cycles of grow time, meaning that I need 12,000 divided by 600. That's basically 120 divided by 6. And ooh, someone's dying, not like this. Bubbles, get out of there. You're doing good, you're doing good. Alright, and then we're gonna grab ethanol, probably. So, 12,000 divided by 600, that ends up being what? 20? Right? 120 divided by 6, that's 20. So 20 mealwood plants, wild, is how many I need per duplicate. So that's what you're going to need to do for your calculations, Androff, because I don't know how much bog jelly stats are, and since I'm base game, I can't even look it up. So I can't tell you, because I don't know the specific numbers. But that's going to be how you could calculate it. Hopefully that helps. So how much calories you consume, and then the multiple cycles is going to be the grow time for the wild plant. Divide that by the kcals per harvest. Alright, so this is going to be a water drop. This is going to be 10 tiles. 10 divided by 2 divided by 5, and that's per tile. So times 5 times 2. So if I want 20 kilograms per tile, times 5 is 100, times 2 is 200. So I just need 200 kilograms of water here. Okay, that's not bad. One bottle. There's also a food calculator on Oni Assistant that will do the math and show it for you. I mean, it's the same math though, right? It's the same math. Feels bad, man. It's the same math. Should be alright. I am going to deconstruct the liquid pump. I'm not going to pull it out the jank way. So I am just going to remove this and then add water the appropriate way. And then from here,